Task number 5, HTTP request line and method. This task is part of the web application basics, which is part of the web hacking room, which is part of the cybersecurity 101 learning path and web hacking module in Try Hack Me. An HTTP request is what a user sends to a web server to interact with a web application and make something happen. Since these requests are often the first point of contact between the user and the web server, knowing how they work is super important, especially if you're into cybersecurity. Here is the first line in an HTTP request. Get, and then what we want from the server and what version of HTTP we use. Get is the HTTP method, then the path on the server and the version of HTTP. And here the other headers are basically what extra things we need, right? We want the data, the login page from Try Hack Me. We use Mozilla. We'll write accept the root, accept the language. We want, so basically give it in English and then keep it alive. The connection. I'm an HTTP. Imagine an HTTP request showing the key parts like the method, for example, get or post, path, for example, login, and the version HTTP version 1.1. These elements make up the basic of how a client, basically us, communicates with the server. Request line. The request line or start line is the first part of the HTTP request and tells the server what kind of request it's dealing with. It has three main parts: the HTTP method, the URL path, and an HTTP version. Here we see that in action. We have the method, the path, and the HTTP version. What we have here. The HTTP methods. The HTTP method tells the server what action the user wants to perform on the resource identified by the URL path. Here are some of the most common methods and their possible security issue. Get, post, put, delete, patch, head, option, trace, connect. Get, used to fetch data from the server without making any changes. Reminder, make sure you're only exposing data the user is allowed to see, avoiding putting sensitive information like tokens or passwords in the get request since they can show up as plain text. Post, sends data to the server, usually to create or update something. Reminder, always validate and clean the input to avoid attacks like SQL injections or cross-site scripting. Put, replaces or updates something on the server. Reminder, make sure the user is authorized to make changes before accepting the request. Delete, remove something from the server. Reminder, just like with put, make sure you only authorized users can delete resources. Besides these common methods, there are a few others used in specific cases. Patch, updates part of a resource. It's useful for making small changes without replacing the whole thing, but always validate the data to avoid inconsistencies. Head works like get, but only retrieves headers, not the full content. It's handy for checking metadata without downloading the full response. Options tells what methods are available for a specific resource, helping clients understand what they can do with the server. So basically, if you create an HTTP request, instead of get, if you place option, you will get in the response what methods you can use. Trace, similar to option, it shows which methods are allowed, often for debugging. Many servers disable it for security reasons. Connect, used to create a secure connection, like for HTTPS, is not as common, but it's critical for encrypted communication. Each of these methods has its own set of security rules. For example, patch requests should be validated to avoid inconsistencies, and options and trace should be turned off if not needed to avoid possible security risks. URL path. The URL path tells the server where to find the resource the user is asking for. For instance, in the URL, here is the URL, the path at the end identifies a specific user. Attackers often try to manipulate the URL path to exploit vulnerabilities, so it's crucial to validate the URL path to prevent unauthorized access. Sanitize the path to avoid injection attacks. Protect sensitive data by conducting privacy and risk assessments. Following these practices helps protect your web application from common attacks. HTTP version. The HTTP version shows the protocol version used to communicate between the client and the server. Here's a quick rundown of the most common ones. HTTP 09 from 91, the first version only supported GET requests. HTTP 1.0 from 96 added headers and better support for different types of content, improving caching. HTTP 1.1 in 97 brought persistent connections, chunked transfer encoding, and better caching. It's still widely used today. HTTP 2 2015 introduced features like multiplexing, header compression, and prioritization for faster performance. HTTP 3.22 built on HTTP 2 but uses a new protocol, QUIC, for quicker and more secure connections. Although HTTP 2 and HTTP 3 offer better speed and security, many systems still use HTTP 1.1 because it's well supported and works with most existing setups. However, upgrading to HTTP 2 or HTTP 3 can provide significant performance and security improvements as more systems adopt them. Answer the questions below. Which HTTP protocol version became widely adopted and remains the most commonly used version for web communications, known for introducing features like persistent connections and chunk transfer encoding? HTTP 1.1. Which HTTP request method describes the communication options for the target resource, allowing clients to determine which HTTP methods are supported by the server? Options. In an HTTP request, which component specifies the specific resource or endpoint on the web server that the client is requesting, typically appearing after the domain name in the URL? That is the path, web path. HTTP, I will say get path maybe. Let me see over here how it's URL path. URL path should be okay. Cool.